Hey, it's time to eat again, and today we're making double chocolate chip cookies. Dominique Ansel's recipe. The great thing about this one is that it's almost all chocolate, and once you try this, it's going to be hard to go back to a more traditional cookie recipe. So we're starting with Nestle Toll House, because it tastes like childhood. Let's start by pouring 340 grams of chocolate chips into a metal bowl. Set up a double boiler with a stock pot and a couple inches of water on high heat. Then place the metal bowl on top. This is the easiest way to perfectly melt your chocolate and allow the fat to bloom properly without the risk of overheating. And while that's going, let's brown 45 grams of unsalted butter into a pan to bring out the nutty flavor and complement the chocolate. In a separate bowl, measure out 200 grams of sugar, 42 grams of cornstarch, 4 grams of baking powder, and 1 gram of salt. Crack 3 eggs into your dry ingredient mix and bring it together before pouring in the browned butter. Make sure that it's cooled so it doesn't prematurely cook the eggs. Slowly whisk in the melted chocolate so it has time to incorporate with the rest of the ingredients. Then gently fold in 115 grams of chocolate chips and work your dough as little as possible so it stays tender and doesn't get too tough. So here's a pro tip. Use plastic wrap or press and seal as lining before transferring your dough to an airtight container. Then refrigerate at least overnight to let the batter rest. The next day, we're going to shape them up. I like to use a scale. We're aiming to get these to 40 grams or around 1/3 cup in size. So unwrap your pre-cookies and get to work. First, shape them into spheres, then cylinders, and make an indent in the middle so it doesn't puff up when baking. So there are 2 hacks here that will really upgrade your cookies. The first is to straight up put chocolate chips on top of the dough. The more chocolate you can cram into this cookie, the better. And the second is to sprinkle a little bit of salt right into the middle of each cookie. Then, the best way to store cookie dough is to put it into a freezer that you forgot to organize before shooting this video. I also like to vacuum seal them to prevent frostburn and save some freezer room. I know, nerd alert. When you're ready to bake, set your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and set a reminder to also clean the dust off your oven before shooting a video. Put them on a lined baking sheet and set your timer for 10 minutes. When the time is up, rotate the tray 180 degrees, then bake for another 8 minutes. When the time is up, pull them from the oven and let them cool down to set. Resist the urge to eat them immediately, and you'll be rewarded with a crispy on the outside and melty chewy on the inside perfection. These are some of the best chocolate chip cookies I've ever made, and they're just utterly addicting. I've had a few things at Dominique Ansel's bakery, but this one is so simple and just knocks it out of the park. You'll never settle for anything less. Hope you enjoyed this recipe. It left my place with an amazing chocolate aroma. And we'll see you in the next one, when it's time to eat again.